Let's Play Live, in association with Logitech G, bringing you winning gaming devices. Game with passion, win with science. Logitech G. Twitch, the world's leading social video platform and community for gamers. Twitch.tv. SKYCITY, where the players stay and the grand final will be played. The home of entertainment in Auckland. SKYCITY, it all starts here. PlayStation 4 Pro and Samsung presents...
Yes, good evening and welcome to the Call of Duty Premiership Grand Final. Over the last 6 weeks, we have seen the very best 6 Call of Duty teams go head-to-head. But of course, it's all about tonight. One team will walk away as the champions for 2016. Will it be Beyond, the #1 ranked team, or will it be Team Slicer in #2? We are not too far away from finding out. My name is Duan. A warm welcome to everyone at home. Thank you for joining us and answering the call. Alongside me in expert comments, we welcome in Laurie Pops, and we also welcome in Jonathan, Arcadian Jansen. Look, this is the big one, Arcadian. The crowd behind us is filtering in. I can't wait.
Oh man, it is incredible. I mean, personally, it's inspirational. You know, we see the Breakers and the Warriors just play the curtain raiser. They're out here, the crowd is loud, they are huge, the event just looks phenomenal. And I mean, I've just been away in Korea at the Intel Extreme Masters. That's a huge event over in South Korea, but the passion is unmet. I don't know about you, Laurie Pops, you were there as well, but I've never seen something as, you know, intense as this.
As great of an event as Extreme Masters in Korea, this is amazing. It's very lively. Everyone's getting into it. They're all rooting for their favourite teams and their favourite players. It's something else to be here. I'm so glad New Zealand is finally doing something like this.
Oh, we can't wait. And obviously, if you're watching this at home, the atmosphere is absolutely electric. So, here is how it breaks down. 5 maps, 3 different modes. The first to 3 will take away the championship, and of course, all the spoils that go with that one. So, Laurie, do you have the maps for everybody at home?
All right, so we're going through Hardpoint twice on Throwback and Breakout. We also have Search and Destroy twice on Scorch and Retaliation, and Uplink on Throwback 2.
Well, of course, we're not too far away from the live grand final. We have Daz from Flavor. He's soaking up all the atmosphere down on the floor.
What's up, Duan? You said it best before. The atmosphere is electric down here. I'm on ground zero. It's a party. Make some noise! There you go. You can hear it. The crowd is going crazy. We've got DJ Easy Ast on the wheels of steel behind us. It's going to be a party, man. Back to you, Duan.
Well, there you have it. Obviously, Daz is soaking up. The crowd is loving it. We can't wait. We're not too far away, but of course, it's all about the important matchups here in the Hexadome. So here is how the teams will line up in the Dome tonight.
The LPL Call of Duty Premiership Grand Final is a battle of the titans. It's Beyond versus Slicer. Beyond is captained by Swift as Or alongside Zeus49 in AR, with Nimble as Slayer and Buckamek the support. Facing them in the Hexadome, it's Ben Matulino and Slicer. Gydra is the team captain and support, with Eminence the Slayer, Dean 2G is OBJ, and Killerpie rounds out the 4. It's all down to this. Beyond versus Slicer. The LPL Call of Duty Premiership Grand Final. Live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is it. 6 weeks of gameplay have led us to this moment. The Grand Final of the LPL Call of Duty Premiership. 2 teams have made it this far. They are the top 2 teams in Australasia, not only New Zealand, and tonight they will play for all the goodies. Will you please welcome your teams as they walk towards us now? They make their way through the tunnel and are ready for battle. 2 incredible teams who will be in the Hexadome fighting out 5 maps. First to 3 wins. There's no, we're going all the way to 5. It's 3. 3 is the winner. Please welcome first, on my right-hand side, fighting out of the red side of the Hexadome. Tonight it will be Beyond. It's not a competition without two great teams. This is one. The second have every intention to take them down. They are fighting out of the green side of the Hexadome tonight. They are Team Slicer! 6 weeks of competition comes down to right now. It's Beyond versus Slicer. Gentlemen, to your PlayStation 4 pros. Let the gaming begin.
Yes, well, there you have it. The lineup's excellent. They're excited. I can't wait. But look, I just want to quickly touch on the fact that Beyond come into this one, Ark, 27-1.
Oh, man, it is. That is true. They're 27-1, huge show up throughout the entire tournament, but I'll tell you what, that one loss, that was to Slicer. And so, you know, I've got faith. I've got faith.
Well, of course, the two teams that are here, as you've just seen behind us, Beyond up against Slicer, and this is how they got here.
Powerhouse Team Beyond would be tested one last time against challengers Astonish in the major semi-final. With both teams only one match away from the grand final, the pressure was on. Beyond, however, were unwavering, showing no signs of stopping, ploughing through the opposition in a 3-0 sweep. Finishing with a record-breaking performance on Uplink, Beyond secured their spot at SKYCITY as the #1 seed with an unmatched tournament record of 27-1, sending Astonish home in their final appearance in the Hexadome. Semi-final #2 saw Slicer as second seed take on Incept in third, hot on Beyond's heels. Team Slicer had only one obstacle left standing between them and the grand final. Incept proved to be worthy challengers, leading the series by 1, putting Slicer on the back foot before they turned up the heat to bounce back 3 maps in a row. Finishing the series with a 3-1 victory, Slicer booked their ticket to the Call of Duty Premiership Grand Final. It's up next, Slicer versus Beyond.
So, of course, both teams have thoroughly deserved their way through here. But if you look at Team Slicer, yes, they come into this one as the #2 ranked team. But if you look at their players, very good across the entire map. And I particularly like the look of Eminence.
Oh, no, I mean, look, statistically, Eminence is a fantastic player, and he's actually the #1 rated player in the entire tournament for score, which is basically the ability to secure objectives and really move their team forward. What's important in a game, not exactly kills, but his scoring, because he's absolutely phenomenal at setting his team up for victory. And so if he can continue to do that tonight, then it's a huge, huge step on his way to securing the final and the victory for Slicer.
And, of course, they've got plenty of other good players outside of Eminence. You talk about the Killer Pie.
Yes, Killer Pie. So he is the best AR, so they say. No, but he is a very reliable player. Consistency is very important when you're working in a team dynamic, and I can't wait to see if he actually upholds that position tonight.
They're going to need everything they can get. But I caught up with the captain in the form of Eminence earlier on in the evening, and here are his thoughts on tonight's matchup. Eminence, you're up against Beyond. They did beat you 4-1. Can you guys bounce back tonight?
Definitely. I mean, we've been practicing for the past few weeks. We played them like, what, 3 weeks ago? Since then, the team has improved majorly, so I think we'll be all right tonight.
And what are the key improvements you take into this one since your last matchup?
Our search and destroy game has improved dramatically. Like, we lost 6-5 in the first S&D and won the other S&D 6-5, whereas now we're just a lot more comfortable in that game mode, and that wins championships.
And of course, it's a packed arena here tonight. Do you and the team have a lot of pressure on you to perform?
I mean, we've performed in packed arenas before, both in New Zealand, America, and Australia, so we're just used to it now.
Well, we wish you all the best for tonight's grand final.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Big fan club down there for Team Slicer, yelling and screaming as they see their fans head up on the stage. But again, yes, they've played in international sort of tournaments. They are used to the pressure, but of course they're up against Beyond, 27-1.
Yeah, huge turnout. These guys really did come into this tournament and they were ready to send a message, and they've definitely done that. They have absolutely destroyed any other team really that they've faced so far, bar Slicer, of course, when they met up, and that was a very close one, but Slicer's out for blood.
And you talk about Barkabek, statistically, the #1 ranked player in the entire tournament.
Yeah, we talk about Eminence great stats. Barkabek he's the #1. He's the reason Eminence isn't #1 in kills. And it's not a close first second. Barkabek is really far ahead. He does a phenomenal job shutting people down. He's going to be really big on maps like Hardpoint, where he can just keep getting those frags. And so it's really impressive.
Of course, and when you ask all the players, we spend a lot of time around them behind the scenes. They've got some character who's their captain in the form of Swiftazor, and most people will say he's arguably, forgetting the statistical elements, Laurie, he's the best player in the entire tournament.
Oh yes, he's reliable, he's consistent, and he has a great team play. He knows how to strategize well, and I'm sure that he'll do the same tonight.
Well, I caught up with the captain and arguably the best player in this tournament in Swiftazor, and here are his thoughts on the matchup. 27-1. You and the team have been unstoppable in the tournament so far, but Slicer will pose a direct threat to you guys.
Yeah, well, they did take the one map that we lost, so yeah, for sure they'll be our hardest competition in this league, so yep.
Well, the atmosphere is building in here. It's going to be a packed out arena. Do you feel the pressure to perform in a situation like this?
It's not our first time being at a big event like this for playing for big money, so not so much, but yeah, there's still a lot of pressure and a lot of nerves coming into it.
Do you guys have any special tricks up your sleeves to get it done tonight?
Yeah, we've been practicing a few little strats to bust out, but I think at the bandana, hopefully the bandana will come into play.
Well, we wish you, the bandana and Team Beyond, all the best for the grand final.
Thank you very much.
So there we have it. The grand final is only moments away. 2 international rosters, both who are thoroughly deserved to be here. Beyond will come up against Team Slicer, but I'll come to you, or ladies first. Who have you got tonight?
Oh, wasn't I right about the first lineup?
You definitely were. So who do you think? You picking Beyond or you got Slicer for us?
Well, my good buddy Eminence is on Slicer, so I'm going to have to root for them.
All right, we've got Slicer Arcadian. Me and you back and forth the whole series, but now it's on the line, right? Who you got?
Look, even a broken clock could write twice a day. And so I'm going to go with Beyond 3-1, I think.
Well, of course, I'll always have my final thoughts. I mean, the crowd is very vocal about who they like in this. But look, I think it'll be Beyond. I'm going to go with you on this one. Arcane has been dominant throughout the tournament. I think they'll be close to 3-1 as well. But hey, it doesn't matter what me, you, or Laurie think right now. Let's head upstairs, pick up all the action with our casters in the form of EZTV and Avril.
Thank you very much, Dwan. This is the grand final now. We're about to kick off game #1. The 2 powerhouse teams, Beyond and Slicer, a clash of titans. Now, a lot of superstars on both teams. Who are you looking out for?
I mean, it's just, I've been looking forward to this matchup ever since they played that first series. Obviously, a little bit of a grudge match going on here. Both of these teams want bragging rights coming into this one. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Zeus is going to bring to the table tonight. I think he's been a very key player. And so if he's sort of got some of those, you know, those big sniper plays, we can expect to see some of those coming out from him. I would like to see that. And I'd definitely like to see, like, Gaidra, I think, is going to be a very important player from the Slicer side as well. He's been very consistent across this tournament here. Obviously, Eminence sometimes takes some time to fire up. That's where Gaidra and Dean do very well, being very consistent, starting off these maps usually with a bang.
And as we've said previously, New Zealand and Australia's best players here tonight, best teams here tonight, a lot of superstar players on both teams. But let's take a look at tonight's featured matchup.
It's no surprise that the Premiership's top 2 players will face off in the grand final. For Beyond, Barkabek has been immense, using his OSA assault rifle and Phantom rig to earn a KD ratio of 1.60 and #1 ranking. He also secured #2 slot with an average score of 3271. Slicer's Slayer Eminence put the Merc rig and the K-Bar 32 assault rifle to excellent use. #1 in average score and the #2 ranking in KD. Keep your eye on these two tonight. Barkabek versus Eminence. Beyond versus Slicer in the LPL Call of Duty Premiership Grand Final.
And there it is. It's going to be a Buckerbeck and Eminence, the top-ranked players based on stats for the entire Premiership across all 6 weeks. 1 and 2 ranked across different fields, but they are absolutely neck and neck, and so are these teams.
I mean, it's funny to note, you know, that Eminence, that score player, you know, maybe he takes a little bit more of that objective play. Buckerbeck being that big, slay-heavy player, obviously having that highest KDA across the tournament. It's going to be very interesting to see how these two players match off. We've obviously got a lot of Slicer fans here in the crowd at the moment. Unbelievable. Let's get into the action.
Yeah, and without further ado, let's take a look at map number 1 and what the game mode is.
In this fast-paced, unrelenting game mode, teams must fight to secure set highlighted positions on the map, called hills. When a team is uncontested on a hill, they'll score 1 point for each second they're in control. If both teams are on the hill, no one can score points. There are 4 hills on the map that rotate in a set order. Each hill lasts for 1 minute before moving to the next location. The game ends when one team reaches 250 points to win the map.
And of course, a very familiar format. It is a best of 5. First to 3 wins will get this 3 map wins across Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, Uplink, and then Hardpoint, Search and Destroy again. But without further ado, let's take a look at what map number 1 is. And we're going to be starting things off on Throwback.
And yes, indeed, we've seen this map coming up time and time again. This is becoming one of the fastly the most played map I think we've seen across all these sort of game modes. You know, it's so good for Hardpoint, so good for Search and Destroy, and so good for Uplink. We are indeed playing Hardpoint here, and this is where they obviously have to be very, very careful in Team Slicer, because Team Beyond, very, very slay-heavy team. Slicer are going to need to come out of the gates with full force here and set the tone.
And we've seen amazing performances from both the teams on this very specific map. Zeus and Buckerbeck have both of them had 40+ kills against teams on this map before. We've had a Thor come out on this map on Uplink for Buckerbeck as well. We've had multiple Wardens coming out, Eminence as well with the Warden of his own, just on this game mode, just on this map.
And yeah, I mean, if tonight anybody manages to get themselves a Warden out, I think this entire stadium is going to lose its absolute minds. But I'm sure these two teams have now worked each other out. They've obviously had a lot of time to practice coming into this one. We know, obviously, from what we've seen, Slicer's big weakness was their Search and Destroy. They are very well versed when it comes to Hardpoint, so we know that they're going to be performing on this one. But it's going to be very exciting to see how the rest of the night plays out. This match is going to definitely set the tone.
And of course, you know, with the interview with Eminence as well, he did say they're now plugged the holes of that sinking ship. They've got Search and Destroy handled. They got it locked down. But of course, we're not going to get Search and Destroy yet. It's going to be Hardpoint first. Still a very even matchup. I think it could go either way. Very slay heavy. You got the best slayers in the country, in the region, right here tonight. And here we go. It's showtime. 5 seconds counting down. Slicer on the left, Beyond on the right on the red side. And it's game number 1. Kicking off.
And it's going to be both of these teams. They're going to be playing 3 towards the bike path there on Team Beyond. And it's going to be Killer Pie finding that first kill into the match here. Guydra and Killer Pie finding a couple more there. Oh, it's going to be a wipe there for Beyond. Slicer picking up the first points here. Make some noise.
And Dean, the only casualty of the Slicer side, but the rest of his team, 4 kills between them. And that's going to secure the first 13 points. 35 seconds left on the train platform. Eminence finds an attacker, shuts him down. Killer Pie on a streak as well. He's on a streak of 4.
And they've done very, very well here. As we can see, they've worked out that issue. We talked about it time and time again before, how hard it is to hold down the train platform hill. We see here that Slicer actually have a very, very good hold there and managed to grab almost 28 points. Now, they're still going. They're up into the 30s now, and usually we've seen teams not even get 30 points across both of the teams here, but Slicer almost picking up entirely all the points here, Beyond getting the last of the scrap time here as we move over towards hill number 2.
And here come the rotations coming out from Slicer. Couple of the rotation kills coming through from both sides. Guydra and Killer Pie holding down the base. Zeus and Nimble replying on the side. Eminence, he's got to pick up his next kill. Killer Pie goes down as swift as well. And still, Slicer maintaining control over Barber. Here comes Beyond. They're going to take it from them.
And that was very good work from Beyond there to sort of push Slicer's spawn back over towards the field there. Very, very important stuff as they work together and slowly enclose the barn area, not giving Slicer any of those very, very close spawns there. I very, very like to see that as Beyond get themselves back into this game. It's going to be contested, but it's going to be back to control of Slicer.
Dean, the man, 3 kills to his name, and that streak. Killer Pie picks one up as well. 23 seconds left on this one. Beyond, they had it for 23 seconds themselves. Slicer now back in the lead, still with 48 points to their name. Zeus and Swifters are not letting this one go just yet. We're into the scrap time again. 10 seconds left on Barn.
Very important kill there, down onto Dean. He was starting to build up some of those streaks. He was on the 3 streak there, and that's what Swifters are so very, very good at there. He might not get the most kills every game, but those very, very high importance frags is what he's all about. Bucker Beast here with the 3 streak already, starting us off as we move over towards the bike path now, still in Slicer's control. Beyond starting to find some openings here, but Slicer looking very, very good.
Slicer still in the lead, leading the charge on this throwback hardpoint map number 1. 41 seconds onto bike path. That's going to be hardpoint number 3. Swifters all keeping it in control. Picks up 1 kill, looking for number 2. Doesn't secure on Killer Pie. Zeus though gets the trade onto Eminence, and Beyond, they could come back. They could be now about to approach the lead, but not if Dean can shut them down.
That was a great double kill there from Dean, showing the power of the flechette grenade there. There was red all over the hill there. Beyond looking very, very strong on the bike path, but Dean almost single-handedly stopping this one. 13 seconds left on the path now. Slicer getting this last of the scrap time. We're going to see the rotation, I believe, coming in from Beyond right now. I'd like to see them set up towards this next hill. We're going to be going over towards the baseball field.
Those 2 kills that Nimble Swifters all got and Zeus just got, that's going to secure them the entry location onto the next hill, which is going to be baseball field. And you can see Slicer, they had to take the respawns. You got 1 play coming up from the top. Bucker Beast takes down Gov, just securing that one. And the rest of the Slicer guys coming in from the bottom side, they're going to have to make or break an entrance. Nimble, though, he's not going to let it go too easy.
And these teams have definitely been practicing this one. We can see it here now. We are neck and neck. Beyond taking the lead now for the first time. Up into the 70s, looking very, very good here on the baseball field. 30 seconds left. Still all in Beyond's control right now. Slicer needs to find some kills. And as I say that, they do. They find 3 across the board. They're going to be pushing in right now. That's going to be the last Beyond player. And now Slicer back in control.
75 to 80. This is neck and neck. 15 seconds left onto baseball. We're into the scrap time. Dean and Gydra collecting it. Zeus and Nimble respond with 3 kills between them. Eminence doesn't want to let it go. And we're going to be moving on to the next hardpoint very soon. Still, this game 92 to 80 could still go either way.
Slicer back in the lead here. Dean looking very, very close to that first payload. As I say that, Killer Pie picking up a very important kill there. Going to be very, very close as well. They're a lot closer than the whole side of Beyond there. So as we move into these hills here, this may give them the edge in these next few gunfights. Ooh. Slicer looking to cross into triple digits. Currently nobody on the hill. So we've talked about this train platform before. It's very, very hard to actually get onto that once you're unsure of where the entire enemy team is going to be rotating in from. It's a very open area, a very big contest hill here. Don't expect teams to get too many points off this one.
96 to 85. We are approaching the triple digits, but Nimble's got something to say about that. 2 kills to his name in that streak. Buckerbeck on 3 streak, 4 streak for Buckerbeck. And still, Beyond looking to overtake once again. Slicer looked like they were going to hit the 100, but Beyond make it their first.
Yes, Bucker Beast definitely being true to his name right now. Just taking a quick look at how much time he's actually spent on the hills right now. He is leading the entire lobby here. 1 minute and 19 seconds. 4 streak. Looking to find some of these very, very important score streaks as we move into the barn here. Going to be in control of Slicer as they cross into the triple digits there themselves. Neck and neck, Slicer Beyond.
This is so tight. 46 seconds onto Barn. The second rotation of Barn. 3 minutes and 13 on the neutral time as well. Both of these teams so evenly matched. Kills, points, everything. They got it all going for them. But so far, Slicer, they are pulling ahead once again. It seems like every time Beyond bring it back to Slicer, Slicer just take that extra step forward.
And there it is. The 2 payloads are now up on Slicer as they edge a lead. It's going to be back in control of Beyond. So Beyond hot behind them. It is in contest right now. And these 2 payloads on Killer Pie and Dean could be very, very important as they try to retake the last of the scrap time here. 2 kills apiece going to each team. Gydra going to be getting that trade there. Still going to be in control of Slicer here.
129 to 111, 1 second left on Barn. We're going to get back to the bike path. Team's already setting a position, and it's going to be Beyond, I believe, taking the first position on there. Couple of rotation kills, very important, forcing Slicer to take the respawn. One of the Beyond guys at the respawn as well. There's a contest now. Slicer still in the lead. They might not have control over the bike path, but they've got the momentum.
So Beyond, they showed us last time we rotated over towards the bike path how dominant they were on here. And as we see it again coming in now, doing very, very good work there. Nimble and the Bucket Beast themselves doing great work to hold this bike path down. 28 seconds left. Dean going to be going in for a contest.
That was
here.
a nice flank.
Very important kill there from Dean. And now it's in Slice's control. Has the overdrive ready as well.
Overdrive ready to go, and Slicer's ready to go with the 140, 127. Again, beyond, they came back a little bit there.
Oh, it's the shockwave! It's happened!
The shockwave from Nimble shows us how it's done. Smacking down Dean, still 144 to 128, and this is beyond. Beginning to take the points through. They're going to have to move on to the baseball field, though, and they're going to do just that. We got Nimble already sitting on there. Dean, he's going to look for an opening on the side, doesn't find it, and it's going to be Beyond potentially breaking even again.
And this is where Beyond have been so strong on that rotation from the bike path back over to the baseball field. This is where Slicer now need to break into this hill earlier. So last time I believe they got in here with maybe 15 to 10 seconds left. This one, if they can break into it before there's 30 seconds, they're almost going to be doing better than the first rotation through these hills. So it's going to be important if they can stop Beyond here, because this is their strength hill.
144 to 155, still really even. Killer Pie and Nimble get trades on each side. 22 seconds left onto this one. The kills all going Beyond's way. They got a payload ready on Zeus as well. 15 seconds, we're into the scrap time, and Beyond, this is the biggest lead they've had all match.
And Zeus, the God of Thunder there, he's going to be on that 4 streak, picking up a 5th there. He's on that 5 streak, payload in hand as well. Zeus looking very, very important here for Beyond. Going to be having those score streaks up very soon. He's going to be a big player here. Bucket Beast in the better position there. Managing to pick up a huge double onto Killer Pie and Dean there. Bucket Beast, definitely true to his name.
And you got 3 players on the Beyond side, all into the 20s. 3 on the Slice side, all into 20s. That's the camo kill coming up from Gydra. Gets shut down by Swift Assault in response. 190, 144. Beyond, they're taking a bigger and bigger lead. And Slicer, this game is slipping away.
Zeus, 6th streak right now. He picks up another. That's going to be the 7th streak. He's got a full deck of cards there. All the score streaks going to be up. Nimble now has that reactive armor there, and this is very, very important as they try to hold that plane trap for that train platform. The reactive armor obviously giving you a few seconds of invincibility in a very, very open area. Very important. Centurion up on Zeus as well. It's looking very good for Beyond as we come in. They are going to break that 200.
And expect the Centurion to come out into Barn as we're going to get in there in 10 seconds time. Beyond, they break the 200 mark. Slicer still in catch-up mode. It's going to be on the Barn. That's where the action's going to be next. And Slicer, if they want to bring it back, they're going to have to take it to the next hard point.
And they've done a very good rotation here. Slicer going to be initially in control. Very important kill there from Killer Pie. Killer Pie does have the rewind up, finds 2. This could be very, very big from Killer Pie. Great use of the rewind there. He needs to find this last kill here onto the Beyond player. He does it. He's on the 3 streak right now. Killer Pie doing absolute insane work. Nimble, though, with a big double.
Big double for Nimble. There's Beyond. 2 payloads ready to go. 220 to 151. It's catch-up time for Slicer. And Barnes looking pretty good for them so far, but not a Bucketbeck can help it. 2 kills for him. Nimble picks up another one. A 3rd kill for Bucketbeck. He's on a 3 streak, and now Beyond looking in position to win the game. They're not going to secure onto Barn, but the next hard point on the bike path, that could be where it's going to get done.
And very good use of the camo there by Bucket Beast to actually get himself into that hill. The bombardment came in after, but Slicer, against all odds, managed to get themselves back on this hill, looking to get this last 5 seconds here of points, but it's going to be Beyond already with that early rotation over towards the bike path, but Killer Pie looking hungry for the kill.
Looking hungry for the kill and looking hungry for the win as well. Beyond, 2 players now into the 30s. We got 175 points for Slicer. It's still catch-up time in the bike path, and they gotta get these trades. They gotta win the gunfights. They gotta get the Slayers in there as well. Dean looking for opportunity on the side. Gets taken down from a grenade from Bucket Beast. There comes the score streaks. Completely whiffs that one. Doesn't catch anybody. Swift Assault, beautiful kill on the side.
And here it is, Beyond coming into the last 5 points. Slicer need to throw bodies onto this hill right now.
2 seconds
They need to
left.
move, they need to get onto it, but it's not going to be enough. Beyond take this one.
It's not going to be yet.
250 to 179.
250 to 179, as you have said, a brilliant performance from Beyond. I gotta say, you know, neck and neck right up until about the 3rd rotation on the hardpoint hills. Beyond, they ran away with it.
Yeah, I think it was really that bike path over towards baseball field that really helped Beyond. As I said, Slicer, they came out with what I wanted to see from them, that really aggressive start. They looked very, very in control in those first 2 hills there. But honestly, I can't believe Beyond's strength at holding bike path and then moving to baseball field, getting over almost 30 seconds, I think, of both hills in every rotation. They definitely showed that those 2 hills were definitely their strong suit.
And Slicer, they're one down. Beyond, they're one up. This is great momentum for their team. Beyond, slightly favoured here to win. I mean, the previous time these two teams have met in the Hexadome, 4-1 was the score in Beyond's favour, and now Beyond, they're already one in the lead.
And just a final little point I'd like to make on that is that something worked out for Beyond, obviously. They've got such good communication to be able to sort of, I wouldn't say they were behind by much, but to sort of turn that round and make that look so dominating in that second half, amazing.
All right, we're going to take it down to the stage with Daz.
Yes, I'm here with Swift. Brother, going into the next round, search and destroy, how is it going to be key? Or what are you going to do to make sure you come out with the win and search and destroy?
I think the key will just be stay together and work together as a team. This map, it requires a lot of teamwork, I'd say, like grouping up, so yeah, definitely that.
Sure, brother, I'll let you get back to focusing on the next round. Back to you guys.
And there was Swift Azor, still feeling pretty good. I mean, they're still in the lead, but this is going to be Slicer going to search and destroy very soon. But before we get to that, you're probably looking at some of the stuff that the guys are using. Let's take a look at the tools of God.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is Avril here, backstage at the Hexadome, in the engine room. I'm here with Crunch, the lead camera operator in-game for the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Premiership. Now Crunch, how does it all work?
Before we even get into the game, I've got to make sure that we set up all of the maps, the game modes, make sure the teams are on the right sides, logos and colors are all in place. Once we're into the game, I'm doing the in-game camera work, trying to follow each of the players around where the action is so that we don't miss anything.
So Crunch, I notice you use basically the same gear as the players, but slightly different.
Yeah, pretty much the exact same setup. I've just swapped out a controller for a keyboard. That really helps me in being able to switch from player to player. Each of the players has their own specific number from 1 to 8. So for example, if player 3 kills player 6, then I can swap that instantaneously and actually be able to catch the action of the member falling or the last bullet hitting them.
So there's a lot going on in Call of Duty at the same time. How do you keep up with the action?
I use the headset to be able to hear what's around me. The Logitech headset has got really good surround sound. That means that if a grenade or bullets start getting thrown in from behind, I know that it's going to come from player 4 who's directly behind me, switch to him, and that really helps me capture that action. There's also a lot of visual cues that help. I don't have to just watch the action, I watch the mini-map trying to see which players are looking where. Being able to flick my eyes up to the corner of the screen really helps be able to capture who is looking at who and who's about to come around that next corner.
Thanks very much, Crunch. That was very insightful, but let's get ready for the grand final.
And there it is, we're ready for the second map coming through. It is going to be Search and Destroy. Looking forward to this one again. Beyond are up by 1, but if you've forgotten how to play Search and Destroy, let's take a look at that.
Commonly known as SND, teams will take turns attacking and defending 2 objectives on the map. The attacking team must plant a bomb at one of 2 locations known as A and B. Once planted, the attackers must defend the bomb, while the defending team have 45 seconds to reach the bomb site and defuse it before it detonates. If the defenders successfully defuse the bomb, they will win the round. If the attackers successfully detonate the bomb, they win instead.
So there it is, Eminence, he felt pretty good about this one. He said this was a weakness, but now he's confident.
I mean, he did say it was a weakness, but the only time they beat the only time they beat Beyond was on Search and Destroy. So obviously it wasn't that weak to begin with, but obviously they did also lose as well. So the thing is, it's going to be exciting to see what sort of changes Slicer have made coming into this one. But to begin with, they have already beaten Beyond once on Search and Destroy. So they should have a little bit of confidence coming into this one.
And this was, as has been previously said, the one map in the previous series that we've seen these two teams. It was Search and Destroy, where we did see Slicer take that win. Now, Beyond, again, they're up 1-0. This is the second game. If Beyond take another round, if they take another map, I should probably say 2-0, this is going to be a pretty insurmountable lead to deal with.
Yes, we've talked about sort of like the momentum and sort of how that can play with your mind and things like that. And if Beyond start running away with this one, it's such a hard thing to sort of come back. You know, you've got to think, I've got these 3 maps, we've got to play them again on Hardpoint, we've got to play them on Search and Destroy, and that's going to play into your mind. But as we're going to get into Search and Destroy, it's going to be Scorch, and it's been a while since we've seen Search and Destroy here on Scorch, so it's going to be very exciting to see what these two teams have sort of come up with here. I have a very strong feeling that both of these teams have held a lot of these strategies. We've sort of seen the B side be the more favored side to attack there. There's a lot more sort of head glitches and stuff the attacking team can make use of. Obviously the B side, very long corridor, very easy to defend.
And A is very difficult to, it kind of is difficult to take, but it's difficult to counter-attack as well. You need to have control of that A point early, and so for the defenders, they can't help but not defend it. They have to defend it. They have to make sure the attackers aren't going for it, but for the attackers, it's also a big risk as well. But the players and the teams, they're ready to get into it, and it's going to be Slicer on the attack first, Beyond on the red side on the left, on the first defense.
And we see the OSA making a little bit of a comeback here as well this week. Last week it was quite a quiet weapon, but it's good to see the big bad boy coming back. And it's going to be Slicer making that very fast B attack right now, as I mentioned just before, B being that sort of preferred site. Centurion going to be going down to... Oh, it's not Centurion. Trophy drone going to be going down there. My mistake. What that will do is obviously destroy any grenades that the opponents will throw into this sort of area here, but nice passive play coming out from this attacking team. Eminence going to be finding that first kill. Trade going to be coming back very fast from Swiftazor.
And 3 for 3 so far. Swiftazor gets the trade onto, I believe it was Gytra. Zeus gets one onto Eminence, and so far it's now 1 versus 3. Make that a 0 versus 3. Beyond, they take the first blood against Slicer.
And Swiftazor, I think, was very key in that round there, managing to find the very first trade for his side before Eminence started running away with that round for Slicer there. I believe he ended up there with 2. So that's what we talk about when we talk about Swiftazor. He might not have those best statistics, but when it comes to those clutch and those crucial plays, it's what he does there. Zeus going to be picking up the other 2 there. Eminence, the only Slicer player there picking up a kill.
So Beyond, they're 1 map up and they're 1 round up. Let's take a listen to their comms.
I think it's attack. Oh, one, you're up spot, dude.
One's in a, oh, no.
Waiting for the left rush.
I'll push okay, so one's gonna rotate, one's gonna rotate.
Oh, no.
Are you? Wait for Nate, just wait for Nate, yeah? Stay alive, everyone stay alive.
Hey, can you help me? I can't try to.
Just wait, Wait.
He's in the spore. He's a yellow bin, yeah? Hugging.
Don't do it.
Really great, clean communication so far.
And the biggest strength of this is them waiting, and this is the play they've been waiting for right here. The Buckabees going all the way around past that A site. They're trying to get that flank, can only find 1 kill. Now Slicer are aware they're 1 man down on the attacking side there. 2 on 2. It's all coming down to this. Bomb's going to be planted. 45 seconds left. And Zeus looking very, very good here. Picks up 1. Can he find another one right now? He's got the Scarab in hand. He's on that 2 streak. Well, he's actually on that 4 streak. He hasn't been taken down yet. And this is the man right here in that 1v1. Killer Pie versus Zeus. Oh, what can he find?
This is going to be tough, and this is both the AR players as well, both the assault rifle players. We got a Scarab on the side of Zeus, but he's not going to have time to use it. Killer Pie takes the kill onto Zeus, and now he's going to go for the defuse, and that's going to be Slicer coming back with a round of their own.
And that was absolutely amazing there from Killer Pie to show no fear. What I think that Zeus might have thought was happening is he actually went to check that side to make sure he wasn't going to go for the defuse there, but he was actually getting pushed. I don't think he was ready for the Slicer player to be that close to him. Very, very important kill and great play from Killer Pie to show no fear. Get that defuse, pick that round up for Slicer. 1-1.
And very clutch plays and very even performance from both sides. We've seen this in the hard point. It was neck and neck, and now 1-1 in the search and destroy. We're into round number 3. Beyond once again on defense. And
now we might see a similar attack coming out here from Slicer. We saw from Beyond just before, they sort of put 3 players over towards B, and then that 1 player will sort of rotate his way around A, but Beyond have put far too much defense over towards that A site, so Bomb's going to be going down very fast for Slicer. Onto B, players are going to be set up. We're in that 4v4, Kevin.
Still in a 4v4, first blood yet to be drawn in this new opening round. 33 seconds to deal with this bomb, but you got to get the kills first. Beyond looking for the rotations, 2 players flanking on the side. Zeus, he's in the front. 23 seconds, they've still yet to pick up any kills. They finally draw blood, but they lose 2 of their own.
And this is looking very good for Slicer there. 2 of those Beyond players lining up for them there. It's going to be Buckabees getting taken down by Gydra. And then we're going to find that trade and the double, putting him in the 1v1. but the Slicer player too strong. They're going to be picking that one up 2-1.
Very good teamwork and communication. We got a 2-for-1 situation. One of your players goes down. The other one, he's there. He's ready to pick up the pace, and that's Eminence taking down Nimble to secure a second round win, and it's going to be Slicer in the lead.
And we see Nimble there. We saw that earlier with the Warriors game there, that 1v3 that Arta managed to win there, but we see it there. That 1v3 is so very, very hard to win. Even when your aim is that good, it's almost impossible. Even with Buckabeat's amazing aim, it's just not enough there. But now Beyond on that attack, I very much like this defense coming out from Slicer here. They've got a very nice spread of the map. It's not too passive. They can sort of get that early intel, relay that to the rest of their team, and make a very good decision as a team rather than getting picked and giving that man advantage to the attacking side.
And this is very, very patient play. Slicer now, they are in the lead. They are leading 2-1. Let's take a listen to their comms.
2B. Where did you jump over me, man. Yeah, he's on B-bomb. There's two there, 2-on-B. One jumped out, he's front. He's planning, front of me. Oh. They're weak. No, I'm
And a complete reverse there. Beyond looking very, very dominant in that round. The comms on that Slicer side looking very, very sharp though, but obviously now and again these things do happen. One player in the form of Buckabeat in this round getting that flank on them as they weren't ready, finding that initial kill, giving them that advantage there. My one thing I'd like to take away from that piece of communication there though is that Beyond seemed to be able to read into the rotations of the map slightly more than what we hear out of the Slicer side there. They slightly look like they were caught off guard in that one. Let's see, coming into round number 5.
And again, we're heading towards B. This seems like the very favoured attacking side, and we've talked about this previously before. A couple of kills getting traded earlier on. A little bit different to what we've seen in the previous round. So far, they've been playing super patient. You don't even see a kill until the bomb goes down. Now, very early kills coming down here. 3 against 2 already. It's Dean and Eminence up against 3 from Beyond.
And yes, so Beyond do have that man advantage, and as I say that, Nimble finds himself one there. It's all going to be on Eminence, but Eminence, he is a strong guy, but he's not that strong. Beyond picking up their third there, taking the lead.
And it seems like both teams have had turns. They're taking turns winning 2 in a row. Beyond, they took the first round. Slicer, they brought it back with 2 of their own, and now Beyond back with 2 more to make it 3 against 2. Still very, very closely matched. Both teams have won on attack. Both teams have won on defense as well.
Coming into round number 6 now, Zeus will have that payload up in here as well, and he's got that overdrive and the Scarab in hand as well.
Oh,
here.
that's
he's
the overdrive right there.
Fast overdrive. He's going to be looking for that early pick, but great play from the Slicer player. Hits him with that jammer there, works out exactly where he's coming from. That overdrive was to no avail, finds nothing from it, but the bomb's going to make its way over towards A very, very quickly. Beyond looking like they've already set up for this one. It's going to be quite hard to retake for Slicer. Let's see if they can do it.
Absolutely. The A site is very difficult to attack and re-attack. Gydra, though, not going to show weakness. Buckabeat might still reveal a bit of weakness left. 2 against 2. Scarab is still out, looking for a player. Killer Pie is hunting down Zeus and Nimble. 27 seconds left to respawn. Sorry, to defuse the bomb. 1 against 2. It's just Killer Pie left.
This is going to be so hard for him there. Obviously use that Scarab to sort of work out where some of these players are. Finds that very important kill there onto Zeus. He now has the rewind up as well. This is going to be very, it's in Killer Pie's favor.
Oh, he did not manage to rewind in time, and Nimble is going to take the win for his team. He's pleased about that one.
Oh man, he really needed to check that corner there, and obviously having that rewind in hand as well. It was definitely going to be in his favor, but Nimble, this is what we've seen from him time and time again. He's just so aggressive, and I mean, right there, before he could even get that rewind off, he was absolutely wiped off the map there.
And this is where I felt like, you know, you have a rewind ready to go, you're in a 1v1, even if you get caught with your pants down, you should be able to rewind it back, still win that 1v1, not in time though, the reflexes weren't there. Nimble a little bit too quick. Here comes the Scarab now from Nimble after getting that previous kill. What can he find on the B side? Now remember, we are looking at B as the preferable bomb site.
And so what he's using the Scarab for right here is actually just flicking it towards the edge of these doors in this window here. So if any of the enemy players come into his line of sight there, they will be outlined so he can sort of relay that information to his team. Gydra going to be getting taken down there. Zeus going to be getting taken down from the Beyond side. We're in that 3v3, but Nimble being very, very strong for the Beyond side here. 8 and 4. Taking a quick look over on the Slicer side. Very even spread, but it's going to be Eminence leading the charge. 5 and 5.
And no rush to plant just yet. We still got 40 seconds left to go. Slicer, they still need to find a little bit of an opening, but here comes Beyond rushing on through. Nimble gets one, Swiftazor gets a melee on another. Dean's gonna have to pick up his pace, gets two, but not enough. Beyond still win the round.
Dean nearly with absolute wizardry there, finding two very, very fast kills. If he managed to find that third there, that would have been insane, but just not fast enough there. Nimble going to be taking him down. And again, Nimble, the very standout player, I believe. He's doing so well in the search and destroy. He is thriving in these clutch situations. And that's going to be Beyond leading 5-2.
Dean was so close. I mean, he got the drop on two players. Nimble was just there waiting for him, though. The second time, I might add, that Nimble has caught one of the slicers out of position, basically with their pants out, catching them off, securing the kill, and winning the round. That's 2 wins directly in Nimble's favor. And one more round could be the difference for Beyond to win this.
And I loved this defense there from Slicer, very aggressive, going straight in there, but it's too much aggression. Swiftazor making Eminence pay there, picking up that first blood into this. We're in that 4v3 rewind now, available there for Swiftazor. Only payload ready on the Beyond side. Nimble very, very close though, same with Barker Beast.
And it's 4 against 3. We've got Swiftazor using one of his payloads there. Gydra takes down Buckabek on the side, making it a 3 against 3. Gydra's not that far away from his active camo, but he's got a lot of Beyond players to get through. Looks for one, doesn't find it. Swiftazor and Zeus pick up the pieces, and this is final opportunity, and it's not enough. Beyond 6-2. They've done it. They've got Search and Destroy, and they are in match point position, only 1 map away from winning the championship.
And that was very, very strong sort of, again, it's the same thing. As these maps go on, Beyond is so good at adapting and adjusting. Slicer very strong at the start of this map here, but Nimble was an absolute machine once he started to pick up some steam. This man was like a train, and you could just not stop him.
And Beyond, you know, again, this is almost a repeat story of Hardpoint for me as well. Slicer, they start off looking pretty strong. They had that 2-1 round lead. Beyond, they bring it back. They were down by 1, and then they won the next 5 rounds in a row. This is kind of what I'm talking about with Slicer's performance so far. Starts good, then it sort of tapers off, and Beyond take it home.
And, I mean, Beyond looking very relaxed and composed there. Zeus looking like he knows what they're going to be doing going into this next map. I cannot wait to see, obviously, what these guys have got in store for us, because this next one is the big one.
And potentially only 1 map left to go. Beyond that, 2 for 0 in map count, and you only need 3 to win it. So, you know, match point for Beyond. It's a very difficult position for Slicer to be in. This could be their final game, but we got Daz down on the stage with the captain of Slicer on the back foot.
Yes, I'm with Eminence. Like Kevin just said, you're on the back foot. Just took an L. How do you bounce back?
I mean, we've been down 2-0 before many times, and we know how to make a comeback, so we're not out until we're out.
Well, I'm going for you, buddy. Back to you guys.
Well, there we have it, obviously. 2-0 Beyond. 1 hand on the trophy. What have you seen, Arcadian? How good has Beyond been?
Oh, I mean, they've been phenomenal. It's what we expected. They could do very, very well. They kept composed. They did a fantastic job coming through with the first 2 maps and really holding it in when it was super tight there at the start. But my heart is with Slicer, and I hope that they can come back.
Well, of course, it is 1-3. Beyond lead this one 2-0. 1 more, and they will march away with the championship. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break. Back with map number 3. Yes, welcome to the Call of Duty Premiership 2016. It's grand final time here at SkyCITY Theatre in Auckland Central. Beyond, the #1 ranked team coming into this one, lead 2 maps to 0. They win 1 more, well, they will walk away as the champions. Welcome in Manu V from the Vodafone Warriors. Manu, I know you've been mentoring both teams. I mean, you sat with Beyond earlier on in the season. They're about to take this one away. Have you had a chat with the guys?
Yeah, I had a chat with the boys then. You know, they're pretty confident with, with how they're playing. So, hopefully, it's kind of showing at the moment. So hopefully they continue to do that.
Look, everyone loves a good underdog story, and right now, Slicer in the underdog seat. Do you have any words of inspiration for the team down there?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. They just got to continue to play as a team and have that good communication. So, Ben Matz's team, he's just going to try and pick them up. So, yeah.
And overall, how has this experience been for you, being involved in all of this?
Yeah, it's been really awesome. I love watching all these games. These are awesome gaming stuff, and we're pretty into it. So, hopefully, Beyond takes it out. So, yeah.
Well, he's got a Beyond up there with Manu V. But obviously, if you just joined us, I mean, you guys were also here as part of it, as part of the Call of Duty Premiership. You took on the SKYCITY Breakers. A bit of a different feel. I mean, you now see the intensity that goes on inside the Hexadome. Yeah. How did it feel for you and the team?
Yeah, it's pretty nerve-wracking. It was something different for ourselves, but we just had to go in there and enjoy playing. And like you guys said, Jazz did it really well, and he's a bit up himself at the moment. So hopefully his head swells down a little bit. So yeah. Do you think there's going to be a rematch? Yeah, we're hoping so, and I'm sure that the boys will practice a little bit more, and hopefully we take up the next one.
Nice.
All right, Manu, well, thank you for being part of this tournament. We'll let you go join up with the other boys. It was good to see you in here tonight and obviously throughout the tournament. So thank you very much on behalf of Let's Play Live. Well, obviously, that's big, Manu. Great to have him there. Look, let's break it down. I mean, we're talking about 2 maps right now. Look, Hardpoint 1, Zeus was immense in that.
Yeah, no, huge. We didn't really talk much about Zeus because he always gets stuck in the shadow of Eminence and some of the other members on his team, but he did fantastic on the opening half of Hardpoint, and they really stuck in it. He did some really pivotal and some important kills moving in through it. Unfortunately, they weren't able to hold on to it, but it was an impressive early start, and I think that's important to get the momentum going.
And Laurie, for you, obviously, you're back in Team Slice. I know you're a fan. They've got to turn this round. So is there anything that they can really do to make it happen for them to try to basically turn the tide?
Well, what I've noticed is that they come on strong and they have a good team dynamic. The communication is good, but at some point, the communication just fails a little bit. So I think in order for them to win, they really need to gather their communication and talk and be strong.
Well, there you have it. But look, 2-0 Beyond lead this one. Can they get it done? We will see shortly. Let's head up to the commentary, guys, and take it away with Avril and Easy TV.
Thank you very much, Dwyer. We're not so far away now from map number 3, and that could be the final map for Slicer. Beyond, they're leading 2-0. They look fantastic, but still, I'm expecting a close game.
I am as well. I mean, this is something that we've seen Beyond obviously be so dominant at, and Slicer have been very, very good at it. It's just now have these 2 losses sort of played in the minds of Slicer. Can they sort of overcome this with that mental strength, push on, and come back into this one?
Well, they're going to have to do that if they want to win this competition. The Beyond are looking pretty happy. We're about to head into Uplink, but if you've forgotten the rules, let's take a look again.
In this fast-paced, basketball-inspired game mode, teams must score points attacking each other's goal by capturing a neutral satellite drone which spawns in the middle of the map. Teams will score 2 points for dunking the ball through the hoop or 1 point for throwing it inside. You can't shoot when you have the ball, but you can pass it to a teammate for an assist. Teams will swap sides after 5 minutes, and the team with the most points after 10 minutes wins.
And again, a game of 2 halves, 2 5-minute halves, and it could be the final 2 halves for Slicer if they don't bring it back.
Most definitely, but the really good point for this is that these teams have now had a couple of weeks to sort of work out the new respawns, and coming into this uplink game mode, it's very much a game of spawning and trying to get that spawn trap. So I think whichever team has worked out the spawning the most and can sort of trap that team in, chain some points together, is going to be looking very good for this one.
And of course, a very team-heavy, communication-heavy, very demanding game mode. In a lot of ways, I feel like this game mode in particular requires kind of the highest level of teamwork, making sure you handle the ball correctly, getting the passes to your teammates, clearing out the areas and getting it done. It's very difficult, but we've got the 2 best teams to do that. Again, Beyond looking great, excellent momentum, 2-0. Is this going to be it?
And that's right, we're going to be getting back into throwback, and obviously it is going to be up on uplink. It's going to have that ball spawning in that train platform area. Going to be a lot of chaotic battles going across that middle area there. And now this is the best part. We've seen teams over the weeks find new sort of throwing routes and new attacking routes on this map here. Obviously, there's a lot of houses, and they've opened up the skyboxes on different parts of this map here. So this is where we're going to see a lot of these hidden sort of strategies we've talked about from these teams. This is where they're going to be using them.
And I'd be interested to see if there's any more hidden tricks left to come out to play. Swift Azor on the side of Beyond said he had a couple left on the belt, but Slicer, if they're holding anything back, if they're keeping anything under wraps, it's going to have to come out now. This is the game mode. This is the map.
And I mean, not only that, it seems Slicer have the best support here. Their guys are going absolutely nuts. So when you've got that behind you, it should be very, very good for your confidence there. But yeah, we're going to be getting into this now. It's going to be Slicer on the right side there, Beyond on the left side. And let's see who can get control of this ball first.
And we're kicking off map number 3 with 4 minutes and 53 seconds in this half. It's going to be, as you said, Slicer and Green on the right, Beyond on the left. Killer Pie opens it up onto Buckybake with first blood. Zeus responds onto Gydra still. No one picking up the ball just yet, looking for the frags early. Very, very even so far.
And there he is, Eminence the man, picking up some 2 very important kills at the start there. Same with Killer Pie, but they both get traded down by the Barker Beast. So now Buckybake there with his 2 kills and his 2 streak there. Zeus with the 2 kills. And now Beyond are starting to gain control of that train platform area. Gydra, though, in a very, very good position there. 3 kills in the way of Slicer. Now Slicer have control of this train platform area. We've seen them have this attack here before from the Lime. If Killer Pie can get into this corner with the wall run, he's going to get the single point over the roof. They need a blocker. He finds it.
They don't get a blocker in there, but what a throw in. Beyond, they didn't see that one coming out. And Slicer, they get the first point on the board. 4 minutes left to go in the first half. And Killer Pie, he's got one on there.
Killer Pie definitely being true to his name right now. 6 for 1 with that 4 streak, looking for that next. Can't find it. Barker Beast, too beastly indeed. And this is what Beyond now have to be worried about. That attack over towards the Lime, throwing that ball over Grannies. If they weren't aware of it now, if they weren't aware of it before, they're definitely aware of it now. But can they adapt on the fly? They've been so good at doing this throughout the tournament. They're going to need to make some changes there because obviously Slicer know this map. Oh, Nimble looking for another shockwave kill. Can't find it. Gydra picking up a quick double.
Slicer in the lead. Let's take a listen to their comms.
Throw it left. Push on left. Wait, hold. I'm going to fight. We don't need to rush anything. I got one.
Oh, he's fucking lemon. He's holding. He's on downstairs.
I'm the fire.
On me, lemon.
I stay down.
One more lemon. I'm going statue.
One more lemon. I'm playing my life lemon. He just threw it out. One mid. Renee's mid. He's jumping over our side somewhere.
And I really like Gydra there, sort of I believe it was Gydra. He was actually slowing the team down there rather than... As things were getting frantic,
he's slowing the team down, but he's making speed onto Beyond, though picking up the 2 for himself. 2:50 left to go in this first half. Still 1-0. Slicer, it's a little bit hectic in the comms, but they are leading the way.
He manages to they managed to find that kill onto him there. Now, the very important part of that is he's trying to lock down that Lime area so they can relay the ball back there and go for those single points over and over again over the roof. But Beyond looking for a very fast counter-attack though, but Gydra being very, very strong here on that defense, picking up some very important kills there. And we see the team of 7s here, Killer Pie, Gydra, and Eminence all on 7 kills. Very even spread here.
And I gotta say, Gydra's really turning on the heat now. He's turning it on a little bit hotter onto Swift Azor as well. He's been the man to shut down the attacks from Beyond to prevent them from getting any score in. And now ball still reset in the middle. 2 minutes 03 left to go. Slicer still in the lead.
So Buckybake trying to find some position here. The issue being Eminence. Eminence playing in the bowling alley here. Finds that kill onto Zeus with the grenade there. Picks up the second onto Buckybake as well. And this is what I was talking about. Eminence's defending position there. So very, very important. It's going to be Killer Pie. He's going to go for the throw.
Oh, gets it in there. Number 2 for Slicer. Give it up. They're leading the way in the very first half. 1:35 left to go, and they're looking great.
Slicer have definitely been practicing their free throws here. Unbelievable 1-point shots here coming in from them. They know exactly how long they have, how long it's going to take. They know they can go for that single point throw and get it in. Look at Gydra going to be holding out here. But Zeus, he's seen this before. He manages to find that very important kill. Nimble going to be hunting in the middle there. Goes for that shockwave, but that doesn't do anything when you're being shot by Eminence, who picks up a fast double.
I gotta say, in terms of slays, it's all going the way of Slicer. Eminence leading the way onto 12. Buckybake on his tail at 12 as well. Eminence looks like he wants to go for the 1-point throw. Does it go in? It does! And the defense was not there! 3-0 in the first half. 55 seconds left to go. Beyond, they've yet to pick up one.
And this is the Slicer we like to see. They have been so very good into this throwback here. Them attacking obviously over from Granny's side there on the Lime has been their strong suit here. I don't think that we're going to see much coming out from the from the baseball field side of the map here, because that attack is so very, very good for them. Gydra, as you mentioned before, definitely turning that heat on 12 for 9, but Eminence though being that stock standard 13 for 9. Killer Pie and Dean closely followed behind, but 3 of those Beyond players there, Buckabeast, Zeus and Nimble, all in double digits, Kevin.
And Beyond is starting to pick up the pace. I don't even know if Beyond have really touched the ball yet, but with 15 seconds left to go, Buckabeast can only make one final play, looking for the throw over the top, a little bit too far. 8 seconds left on that one. Dean and Killer Pie going to pick up a couple of further kills, and it's going to be Slicer 3-0 in the first half, and this is the strongest start they could have hoped for, and they're looking in pole position to take map number 3.
Wow, that was a very, very dominating performance there from Slicer. The crowd is absolutely loving it that Slicer have managed to pick this first half up here, but there's still another half, and they obviously have to switch sides, and this is the thing. Do Beyond have similar strategies? Slicer have obviously just used some of those. Can they defend, or can they adapt to this? Or will it be Slicer picking this one up?
And that's the thing about the sides as well. Slicer, they're no longer on the side of the map where they can go for that one-point throw over the Granny House, and Swiftazor and Nimble going to pick up the opening kills. Killer Pie and Dean respond on the side. Killer Pie's on an absolute roll himself as well. All 4 players now on the Slicer side, all in double digits. Swiftazor the only one sitting on 9 Beyond. They got a lot of catch-up to go, but only 3 points in the lead. It's not that far off, and they can do it.
Eminence going to reset that ball there, and that was a very important kill by Zeus, as what would have happened there if he didn't find that kill onto the Slicer player? They would have been able to get the ball, relay it across, and start going for a very, very fast attack into the second half, which would be a big, big issue if you're Beyond being down by 4 points here. But very good kill nonetheless. But now Slicer looking strong to gain control of this train platform area and keep laying the hurdle to Beyond.
And with Beyond in the Beyond on the back foot, they got a lot of catch up to go. Let's have a listen to how they're doing.
Nice shit, alright, let's go. Come on, faster. Stop blocking for one guy. Stop blocking for one guy. Top mid. Right, this is lemon, one more lemon. Gydra, lemon. Close. One behind me. Right. Get this one off. In the base. Stay alive with lemon. Go, 2, one's behind you, and one's on portal, yeah? I got double. One more granny. I'm on the base. I'm throwing it up, Polly. Come on.
Their comms are so very, very fast, and they're so on point, but they still can't find any weaknesses here in the Slicer side. Slicer is so good on this uplink right now. There's literally, it almost looks like there's nothing they can find. They know exactly where they're coming from, but all the kills are coming up Slicer's way. They are so fired up right now.
And they've got to be fired up for this one. This could be their last map if they're not fired up enough. But it looks like Slicer, they want to win this one, and they're going to have to win this one. 3:07 left in the second half to go. No one scored yet in the second half, but Beyond, they had one very good attack. It did get shut down. Slicer, they know the tricks. They use the same tricks themselves. They know how Beyond wants to come at them, and they're shutting them down in the process.
And the main thing for Slicer here is to now not get too cocky. Don't try to go for some of those points if they don't need to. Definitely need to play a little bit more defensively here, because they don't want to let Beyond go back-to-back dunks, and that would actually give them the lead there. They could do that within the space of 30 seconds, so they still have to be aware. But Dean with an amazing kill there, but Zeus going to find that very fast trade, and now he's going to be holding down this bike path. Beyond going to be working their way up toward Granny's, but Slicer looking very good for the flank here.
It's a very difficult situation still for Beyond. They picked up a couple of kills, but they're not securing the further trades. This is the problem. They get 2, and then they lose 2. And Dean now with the overdrive. No one saw this coming. He looks like he wasn't going to do it. He gets it in. 5-0 in the second half. 2 minutes 10 left on the clock, and I don't know if Beyond have enough time to do this.
And Dino coming in with a great use of the overdrive there, but Zeus looking for the fast counter-attack. He's not going to go for that 1 point. He wants the 2 points. He's got Nimble in blocking position right now. He finds the 2 points. Very good teamwork there from Beyond. Very good work from Nimble as the blocker there. Zeus going to be picking up those 2 points there. Has the payload up there as well. And they go for a fast counter-attack, but Dean, great defense.
And Beyond, they brought it back with 2. Dean, great defense. As you said, the score difference is still 3, and Beyond, they still trail by 3. They're going to have to do a little bit more work, but they are running out of time. The pressure is all on them to bring it back. 128 now. Zeus picks up 1, Zeus picks up 2, and then gets traded back. Again, They kill 2, they lose 2.
And with only 1 minute 20 left to go, Beyond need to score at least twice to get themselves into the lead or to even tie it. And so to find the openings for 2 shots here is going to be very, very hard for them, considering Slicer are playing out of their minds.
They are, but they still got to secure it. 1:03 left. Bucket Big, he wanted to go for the throw. He got shut down. Slicer, they know the trick. Zeus now, can he get it done for his team? There's the throw. Is it going to go in? It does. That's going to be 1 more for Beyond. And now 2 points difference. 1 dunk's going to do it. If Beyond can get their dunk in, they're going to tie it up. If Slicer get any more points, they're probably going to win.
Amazing rewind here, and now this is a big issue. This is it. They managed to gain control. They're going to go for that dunk. They want to tie it up, and it's going to be a tie. Oh my goodness, Barker Beast coming in there.
A tied game with 30 seconds left. This could go into overtime, or maybe Slicer are going to get it done. They only need 1 point. Eminence goes for
Gets
it.
It goes in. 6 to 5. Are you kidding me? 15 seconds left. Can they do it? Eminence, what was that?
Eminence, unbelievable player there, getting that last minute point. 7 seconds left to go. Can Beyond find anything in the middle here? I don't think that they can. Eminence, what an absolute shot there. Slicer going to take that one 6 to 5.
Unbelievable play. I cannot believe what I just saw there. Eminence, we were saving that right until the last moment. Oh my God, Slicer bring it back 1, and it's 2-1 in maps. Slicer, they're not out of it yet.
And now this is now the counterpoint. To lose in such a manner like that, if you're Beyond, how do you feel coming out of that one? You're going to be quite disappointed with yourselves there to manage to try to tie that up with seconds left in the game, and Eminence just being absolutely amazing. Great play right there. I just can't believe it. Slicer, it's like a different team.
Uplink has got to be their game mode, and they got it done there. Still only 1 point difference, but it was enough to secure the win, and they just look stronger all around on their map. Unfortunately, there's not going to be another Uplink in the series. However, what is working in their favor is they get another life in this tournament. They've got another chance to get it done. 2-1 is still the score, and now Slicer on the way up. On the rise, we got Daz on the floor with Slicer and Eminence.
Might have to start calling you Eminence. Curry, that shot was amazing, brother. You came away with it, and then your whole team turned Super Saiyan on Beyond just that time. Have you got anything left in the tank?
I mean, all we needed to do is gain our composure. We've got that now. We're just going to go 1 map at a time.
It's on. Let's go, brother. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Daz. What a performance once again from Slicer, but they're going to have to keep the ball rolling and the momentum going if they want to win this game tonight, if they want to win the Premiership. Beyond still in the lead. It's still a long road to go.
And Eminence looking very confident there as well. And not getting too overconfident there, just taking 1 map at a time. And that's what you like to hear coming out from a team, obviously fighting off that back foot there. And we are obviously going to be getting into another map now, and that's what they've just said. They want to be able to obviously get that composure back, and I can't wait to see what they've got for the next one.
So we're prepping for map 4 very soon, and we're going to get to that soon. But before we get to map 4, if you just joined us and you're wondering what we're doing right now, let's take a look at what COD is.
In Infinite Warfare, players choose from 6 combat rigs offering unique abilities that augment a player's combat effectiveness. Each rig offers a choice between 3 payload options, 2 abilities, and 1 weapon. The Warfighter is an all-round tactical rig, offering players the best mix between all play styles, with few weaknesses and few strengths. The Striker offers squad support, boasting the greatest variety of tactical equipment available, best suited for bolstering a team's combat effectiveness and survivability. The Phantom is a precision marksman, specializing in concealment and long-range engagement. The Phantom is an unseen predator striking from the shadows. The Merc is a juggernaut specializing in heavy weapons, best suited for players who want the best defensive capabilities while using the biggest guns. The FTL is a prototype soldier equipped with experimental technology focusing on ambush and assassination, best suited for guerrilla tactics and an agile playstyle. The Synaptic is a robotic close-quarters specialist with an emphasis on quick movement, best suited for a run-and-gun style of combat. There is a rig for every situation in Call of Duty. Sometimes it's not how you play, it's what you play.
And it is game time. We're about to head into map number 4. Don't forget, Beyond still in tournament position, match point. They could still win this one. We're going to go back to hardpoint. If you've forgotten how hardpoint works, take a look at this.
In this fast-paced, unrelenting game mode, teams must fight to secure set highlighted positions on the map, called hills. When a team is uncontested on a hill, they'll score 1 point for each second they're in control. If both teams are on the hill, no one can score points. There are 4 hills on the map that rotate in a set order. Each hill lasts for 1 minute before moving to the next location. The game ends when one team reaches 250 points to win the map.
We're going to go back to hardpoint. Now, Beyond already won one of the hard points. It still was a very close game. It was neck and neck right up until about 150. But, you know, Beyond, they ran away with it.
They did, and I think that was maybe the core thing is that as they sort of started to lose momentum, Slicer couldn't really perform without that confidence behind them. Now they've got that confidence, they've got the crowd support as well. This might be what they were looking for as they come into this map. They just needed that confidence behind them, and that might be the one. But if you're Beyond, what do you do here? Do you bounce back with more fire and vigor after losing in such a manner on uplink, or are you now feeling, what do we do? And do you let Slicer run away with it?
I think it just goes to show how closely matched both of these teams are. We're about to head into map 4. Let's take a look at what their map is. We're going into breakouts.
And so we've seen this map being played now with these new spawns. And the biggest thing to note here is on these 2 hills, number 4 and 2, is that when a team is holding down one of these hills here, they're going to be trying to hold down this hill and trying to lock the team into running across from the showers. So you see that red area at the bottom of the map there. Teams are going to be looking to force the opposing team into those wall runs, as it's very hard to win those gunfights in those wall running engagements.
And Breakout's a very interesting map. You know, we've seen Slicer play this one in the previous week as well in their semi-final game against Incept. They really punish Incept in that game, particularly with the spawns. I mean, particularly with the way the spawns work. When you're on either the cell block hardpoint location or the commissary hardpoint location, you're generally forcing the team to spawn all the way on the opposite side, forcing them to go on that dangerous wall run.
And we've obviously got that new hill coming in here now. That one in that visitor room there in the middle there has now been obviously moved onto the roof, so it's a lot more open area. We see a lot more open gunfights rather than that being a grenade fest into the middle there. So expect some big window battles. I do like the fact that we haven't really seen that sniper rifle coming out. I feel that is a little bit too gimmicky here this evening. So it's good to see that no one's really opting for that.
Let's take a look at hill number 1, central rooftop, 52 seconds, very clean. Dean opening up double grenade kill. That's going to give them a bit of momentum going to this, and they're picking up the early points again.
And the big thing there with Dean's double grenade kill is that these 2 Slicer players know that since no other Beyond players came from the same direction, that they were obviously going around for that showers flank there. They knew the route, they knew where they were coming from, managed to pick them up, and now Slicer in control of this first hill, and Beyond have to obviously make their way back there from that very far respawn. Very hard for them now to push in. They need to find these kills. Nimble needs to find one, but can't find
good
anything
positioning.
there.
Dean and Killer Pie, they're holding down the base, and 15 seconds left on central rooftop. Beyond, they got 0 points so far. They haven't even touched this hard point.
I feel like, again, it boils back down to their starting there, splitting the 2 and 2, and Dean managing to find the double with the flechette was so important, but so was that kill there from Nimble to get the player on the central rooftop there, but that's going to be it. Beyond only fighting 2 points from that one. Slicer with a very early rotation, going to be in control of that cell block.
We're going to go into cell block, brand new hardpoint. Slicer still in control. They had the majority of the time on the central rooftop, and they've still got the majority of the time so far. Beyond, they're not going to let it go too quickly. Those Swifters all got 2 kills in there. Nimble's still in there. He went down pretty quick as well. 37 seconds there. Eminence and Killer Pie. 50 points for now for Slicer. Only 2 on Beyond.
And I really like the fact that Beyond are opting to go to the right-hand side of the map there and trying to attack from this side here, rather than getting them to their spawn force, as I mentioned at the start of this. Over here on the showers, we can see Killer Pie there now. Killer Pie needs to get back in here and find a kill, but he can't. And now Beyond are going to be in control of this one. It's going to be a respawn up towards the top of the map for Slicer, but Zeus in the fast flank position.
Oh, that was a beautiful flank from Zeus, picking up the last kill. The Gaija teammate as well. Swift is all getting the other one, but Beyond, they got a lot of catch up to go, and this could be the hill. This could be the hard point where they start getting the points in.
And Zeus was so integral for Beyond on that first hard point, showing it again here, leading the team 7 for 5. He's on that 4 streak right now. Swift is all very, very close behind him with that 3 streak, 6 for 5 also there. And taking a quick look down at Slicer, when your big man himself, Eminence, down there on 4 and 6, you know there's always that little bit of worry. He's going to fire up and he's going to be absolutely unstoppable.
I mean, Eminence, he takes a little bit of time to power up, but believe me, when he powers up to maximum, he's an absolute terror on the battlefield. 53 to 64 though. Beyond, they are coming back. This is great. They've had the majority of Graveyard, and they're about to even the score with Slicer on only 1 hard point.
And this is very, again, similar to that first hard point. Slicer looking so good at the start of it, but Beyond, they are so good at adapting, working out what Slicer are doing, and now they've managed to make a comeback, and they're only 10 points behind. As I say that, they're shortening the gap every single second. It's going to be Swift Resort in the position right now, needs to find that kill. Killer Pie, though, too crucial, and now they are going to be in control. Slicer.
And even with the Scorchers coming in, that score streak from Beyond, picking up nobody. I mean, Slicer dodging everything. Here comes the Trinity Rockets from Zeus. Doesn't find anybody either. I mean, this is a real problem for Beyond. They're not getting any openings, and they're getting demolished on the wall run as well. Bucket Beast, he's got to be the one to hold it down. He's got his second kill there. Beautiful pick up. Gaija goes for the chance, loses the Bucket Beast again on the 3 streak, looking for number 4. Can he find it? It's going to be very difficult. Here comes the wall run.
Well, I think the name Barker Beck is dead now, and it is now permanently Barker Beast, because for them to retake the commissary here at that point was unbelievable. They obviously had to take that shower run. It was very hard. 2 of their players get taken down there as well, but Barker Beck, insane there. He's on that 3 streak, finding so many important kills. Does have the least amount of kills on the Beyond side, but they were so very important for them to get in control of that hill. But Slicer so good on these rotations here, back in control of the central rooftop.
I gotta say, Beyond, they did take a little bit of a lead, and now this is giving me a lot of flashbacks to map 1. This is very, very even still, and it is a very very nostalgic map for me. I mean, this is the same story where in map 1, Slicer, they had the early lead. Beyond, they caught up, and it was at about the 140 point where Beyond started to run away. Now, we're not there yet, but Slicer, they just hit triple digits first.
I mean, I love the intensity from these two teams. Obviously, so much on the line for them here this evening. Could be Slicer's last match here. They are obviously fighting for survival right now, and they are not letting this one go. They are the first team to reach that triple-digit score there. Killer Pie got that rewind in hand as well on that 2 streak. Looking very good here, but Beyond getting that last few seconds of that scrap time there. They're actually just going to leave it and go for that quick rotation over towards the next hill.
New hill spawning up now, 103 to 100. 2 points now, the difference between the 2 teams. This is absolutely intense. Beyond back in the lead. This is a real problem for Slicer. They had a really strong lead off the first 2 hills, and now Beyond, they've taken the lead off them. They've stolen it off Slicer, and Slicer, they got to work to get it back.
And Slicer, they do have a very good spawn here, though. They don't have to take that showers wall run, and they are all back up together. So I like the fact that they waited for everyone to respawn, but it's obviously going to be so hard to retake the cell block, as you do have to push in, and you do have to try and use all the different doors. Since they do not use the shower wall run, they are limited to only a certain amount of entrances to the building, which is easy for Beyond to lock down, as they show us right there, gaining the majority of this points off this hill with 13 seconds left. Slicer going to be going for that early rotation up to Graveyard, but it's going to be Nimble finding such an important kill up there. Beyond looking very good moving into that next hill.
This is the issue again for Beyond. I mean, I said 140 was a magical mark, and now they're a full 46 points ahead. Beautiful rewind play from Swift Azor, picking up another kill. You got 2 Beyond members on a 5 streak. Bucket Beast on 5, just gets shut down. Swift Azor, he's still on 5, gets number 6, 17 to 13, looking for number 7. Gets shut down though. wasn't the case. Beyond, though, look at the score. Still really far ahead.
Yes, big streaks there from Barker Beast and Swift Azor together. Both have some score streaks in there as well. I believe a pair of Trinity Rockets for them. As we move over towards these hills, it's going to be very hard, especially on those open area ones, to dodge that Trinity Rocket there. Now, what is going on with Slicer here? Again, they started off so strong. Beyond have just come back into this one with an absolute banger. I don't understand how they're managing to do this. Slicer need to pull it together, Kevin.
Slicer, this could be their final opportunity. They're going to get their score doubled very soon. They're going to get lapped. I mean, this is not the position you want to be in at Slicer. 199. 200 coming up very soon. New Hardpoint on the commissary and Beyond are in full control of every single hill. Slicer, what has happened to this team?
And it's coming all down to these slays right now. Nimble is absolutely going off right now. He had that 7 streak just then. He's 23 for 13, over a minute on the hard points as well. Nimble being a very, very standout player for the Beyond side here. Oh, and the Barker Beast, he's got that camo. He's got that camo in hand. You've got to watch out for that man with the camo. Oh, Barker Beast again. He is just insane there. 21 for 10. Doesn't want to be outshone by Nimble there on that 3 streak. Going to be using that Trinity Rocket. Wasting no time. Finds some hit markers and finds a kill there onto Gydra.
Finds a kill and they're about to find a victory. 243. Last chance for Slicer. 5 points away from winning. 3 points away. This could be Beyond. And Beyond have done it. 250 to 101. 6 weeks of competition. Beyond are your champions of the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Premiership. They've done it 3-1 and they're happy about that. Oh my God, what a performance.
And the bandanas are just far too strong this evening. They've talked about it. I feel that's the major key to victory there for the boys in red.
There's a lot of celebrations going down on there. A couple of sad faces on the Slicer's side. That uplink performance was unbelievable, but Beyond, they still bring it back. I mean, Slicer have had a great run through the tournament, but Beyond, the tournament champions, once again making their way across the stage.
I mean, look at that sportsmanship there. That's just beautiful to see. Both of these teams having such great respect for each other, obviously spending a lot of time practicing with each other as well. Love it.
You know, a very long history between the two teams. Very tough rivalry as well. Beyond get it done 3-1. I can't even believe some of the games we saw tonight. I mean, the very best two teams in the competition, in the region, I might add. I mean, that was what a way to end it.
I mean, it's just been an honor and a pleasure to watch these two teams play and see their growth over these 6 weeks, but also the biggest thing for me tonight is seeing that Shockwave kill. The first Shockwave kill we've seen in the entire tournament there. Getting to see that there tonight was awesome.
I think that uplink, I still got to go back to uplink, but that map 3 uplink has got to be, for me, maybe even the map of the tournament. Not the map of the match, but of the entire Premiership. I've probably never been that amped for that one
I
map.
would actually have to agree with you there as well. That was such a good game to watch. You were losing it up here. I was losing it up here. That was insane. And obviously, the way Eminence took that out was beautiful.
And I think a Slicer got a lot to take away from this competition as well. I mean, they showed a very, very strong performance. You know, even they got a lot of fans out there as well that I know are very appreciative of this team. And, you know, very well fought. Unfortunately, Beyond take it through, but Slicer, they take the 2nd place. You got to still be happy with that. Dwan, he's downstairs now on the stage with the players. Thank you very much, and this is going to be Kevin Dallas signing off.
Yes, thank you very much. This has been the Call of Duty Premiership Grand Final. We've seen an absolutely outstanding matchup here in the Hexadome live at SkyCITY Theatre. Alongside me on the stage, Team Slicer. We'll ask you, Eminence, obviously disappointment for you and the team, but it was very, very close.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this was probably the worst event that I've ever had in my whole entire career, so it's unfortunate. I feel like I've let the boys down, but we're just gonna, you know, get back home and practice and go for what's next.
You guys have been amazing throughout the tournament, but like you said, it was a bit tough out there tonight. Was there anything you can pinpoint that may have gone wrong for you and the team?
I mean, our hardpoint game was a lot worse than we're used to. We were really confident in the S&D as well, and that was average. Uplink was surprising, but yeah, props to Beyond, you know, really talented team, and they showed it tonight.
And of course, there's a lot of people that have been supporting you around the country and obviously overseas via Twitch. Have you got something you want to say to all your fans, obviously in the crowd tonight and also across the whole Sky audience?
Yeah, of course. Thanks to everyone that came out here today and was supporting us. Thank you to everyone at home. And big shout out to my teammates. You know, they're great guys and love them to bits.
Well, obviously on behalf of Let's Play Live and Sky Sport, we congratulate you for making the live grand final. I have Krista Robinson, Head of Marketing for Sony New Zealand, to hand you guys with your medallions. I'll let you do that. Ladies and gentlemen, there can only be one, but obviously Team Slicer end up second in the Call of Duty Premiership. We thank them very much. Congratulations. And of course, this has been the grand final, and there can only be one winner. We have seen an epic matchup, back and forth, but of course, the team that went 27-1 came into this one as the #1 ranked team and got it done here tonight at Sky City Theatre. Team Beyond, we'll welcome them up to the stage. This is the winners for 2016. Gentlemen, amazing performance inside the Hexadome tonight. The pressure didn't get to you guys. International roster. Tell us how it feels to be the winners of the competition.
Can't really explain it, but these guys played hell good. I wasn't playing too well, but yeah, it just feels amazing, to be honest.
You guys have literally dropped, I believe, 2 maps throughout the entire tournament. You were dominant from start to finish, and tonight you really put the exclamation mark on the performance throughout this entire tournament.
Yeah, 2 maps. Both of them by them, so they're definitely our hardest competition. But yeah.
And of course, there has been plenty of fans out there watching you guys obviously get it done tonight. Have you got anything you want to say to them out there?
Oh yeah, thank yous for coming out, watching. Also, thank yous for hosting, LPL hosting, all the sponsors. But yeah, thank yous for coming out, watching.
Well, I'll let Krista Robinson from Sony New Zealand, the Head of Marketing, hand you with your gold trophies. Well, of course, ladies and gentlemen, this is Team Beyond. It was all about winning the tournament, but of course you cannot go away empty-handed. So we will welcome up Sue Strickland from Sky City. She is the director of the company. She has a ginormous check for you guys. $10,000 in cash for you guys, and of course $10,000 from Samsung as the sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for your winning team, the Call of Duty Premiership champions 2016, our Team Beyond. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the Call of Duty Premiership throughout this series. It has ended in an absolute spectacle. Team Beyond have got it done. On behalf of myself, Sky Sport, and of course everybody in here tonight, we wish you a merry and safe Christmas. Esports will be back next year, and of course, as I always do, GG and good night.
Is brought to you by Let's Play Live. Logitech G, bringing you winning gaming devices. Game with passion, win with science. Logitech G. Twitch, the world's leading social video platform and community for gamers. Twitch.tv. SkyCity, where the players stay and the grand final will be played. The home of entertainment in Auckland. SkyCity, it all starts here. Technology partners PlayStation 4 Pro and Samsung. AK Racing. BLK. LatiPay. Design partners BDR Max and Mark. And our media partners Sky and Flavor.